have you here with me on this interesting topic, two VNets in the same region. Quite interesting. Why would we want two VNets in the same region? Well, for obvious reasons. A VNet, it's almost like a dedicated switch, a dedicated address space, a dedicated area, building, and we want to separate a building from another building because we don't want the users and whatever they're doing there to affect what is in this building. So what we've chosen here, we've chosen production and we've chosen development. Production and development. Now, Azure provides two flavors in achieving the same results. Now, you can go ahead and go to Azure and go to all services and go networking, and you can select virtual networks if you want. But because I want to create two different VNets for production and one for development, I want to make sure that those machines on the VNets one do not speak to the machine on the other VNets. We have to find out if that works or if it doesn't, and then if they do, why they do, and if they don't, why they don't. So come with me, let's do this. So Azure gives you two options. It's either you do it on the portal or you do it by script, and I've written the script down so it makes life easy for you. But I'm going to do these ones, this one here, a production in the portal, and then I'll do development in the script so you can see how they both work. Alright, so let's head over here. So to create this, I would love to create a VM because a VM will give you the privilege and opportunity to create the resource groups and things I need. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go, and to do that, if you didn't have this pinned here, you would go to all services, or you can go here and say create a resource. It brings you back to the same place, and I can go here and say Windows Server, but I will just go and use this way. All services, select compute, and in compute I will select virtual machine. Now in virtual machine I'm going to go ahead and click add. Now there's a resource group that I want to use. When I look down here, it's empty. These are default ones. Okay, so I want to create a new one, so I click on create a new one, and the name is EUS resource group, and I'm going to do okay. The virtual machine name this time, let's copy that across, and the location, when I scroll up a little bit, the location is East USA. So let's scroll down and have a quick look. Where is East USA? It should right be at the top there. East US. I don't need to do any availability right now, so I don't need to create any availability sets. If I needed, I would have done that, but not necessary for this tutorial. Then I'll go and select my Windows Server 2016 data center. DS2 version 3. It's enough for this purpose, but I can change that and select I can select a different one if I want, but yeah, but I'm not going to worry about that because I have what I need. So I'm going to say is US admin and password. Doesn't like the password, so I'm gonna write the password down so I don't forget. And the username is EUS admin. Let's go to disk and I'll leave it as that. Go to networking. Now, very important here. So the virtual network, okay, is ACUS Resource Group VNet. But what name did we give it? This is the one it will create for itself, but we gave it a different name. So I'm going to go down here and I'll call it ACUS VNet, and it's production. That's the address space. The subnet, I called it. Let's copy it across. If not, we'll use the keywords. So it's using a 10, the 0/24 out of that space over here. If I want to make it bigger, I can go ahead and create a big address space, and then come again, and then address. I can do the 10.1.0.0/24. But we'll see what it says. It says your subnet is not contained within the address space. So, very important. I'm intentionally doing this here because it's very important for you to say, okay, so this address space will give me 65,000 addresses. It starts from 10 and 0 and it ends at 255. So if I did 10.0 and I did .10/24, there you go. Yeah, because if it's 16, the first 2 octets here are used. Okay, so you can't change that, and that's what I did earlier. But you would also have to make sure that preserve the networks and take care of the hosts. Okay, so I'm using that 10. Now this VNet, okay, I want only this subnet because there will be a different VNet for a different subnet, and this is the production one. It's East US P for prod subnet 1. Then we go, okay, we got that. Public IP, that's not the name I want to call it. It was quite similar, but I'm going to create the name I want. Always stick to your own convention, it's very important. So over here, and sticking to basic, standard. The ports I want to open, click in here, something is alright. Okay, I'm not able to take open up and then open 80, don't know why, but that's inbound ports. Okay, so I'll select the ports basic. I've got information I need here. 3389 is enough. If you want to allow me to go and add anything else to it, that's fine. And then go management, and I'll say enable auto shutdown so it doesn't incur me any cost. 5 p.m. and I'm based in United Kingdom, so over here, and they'll send an email to me here. Okay, alright, next, nothing else to worry about here. Generation 1, so the default generation for any VM you build out of the box is GEN1. I can put tags in here if I want to, but I don't need to. Review and create that. So that's just by using the production, the portal on Azure to create your resource group, to create your VM name, to create your location, to create your VNets, the the network security group, you'll find out. I don't think it showed over here. Let's have a look. Resource group is there. Subnets, virtual network, and that's it. You can download the template for automation. If you want to deploy that again, you can save that. So you click here and you just do download. You just save, and then you can close that, and then you can create. So once we've created this, we'll create our NSG, because I don't see that here. So NSGs are normally tied up to the VM itself, but we'll get to it later. So let's do OK. So it's actually building our first VNet. It might take a while, so I'll pause this video and then we come back to build the second one. Thank you. I have our deployments going on for the VMs and all these important configuration parts. Why don't we use another window and go to the Cloud Shell? So Cloud Shell, and it's going to build from scratch because I took things off. I'll create my storage account, and once that's done, we will build our second one. So we're going to use the same resource group because we want to see both VNets in the topology or the diagram over there, and we'll create a subnet and all. So bear with me and copy this information here, copy that, and once the shell is ready and succeeded, we will create our second VNet. Now let's head over here to see the state of the other one. It's still creating. It's still creating, so it's created an NSG. Of course, we cannot change the name, so we'll just leave it as that. But that's the beauty of having PowerShell, because you can call the NSG whatever you want without this creating what it wants. But of course, everything else is complied to our plan, our design. So, yeah. Alright, so all is done. So I'm going to head over here and I'll click on VMs, and then it will show me in a moment once it's all done. It's going to show it over here, so we'll wait for it. Just all the resource groups are here in OSL. EUS resource group, it's over here. So once it's done here, I will see the VM showing down here. That's running. All started. Okay, so that's my cloud drive. It's ready. So let's go ahead and review that again. So the same resource group, different VM name, because P for production. We've done all that. Now we're going to go and do this one here. Same resource group, like above. USD DEV VM1 development. Development VM1 public IP. Take that up. Right click, copy. Right click, paste. And all I need to do now is hit enter. It's asking me for the credential of the user. So I'm going to make it exactly the same as the other one. So EUS and then admin. Then we wait for it. So it's creating. So the first thing, as you can see, it creates is your network security groups, create interfaces, It's creating a VM. That's the beauty of it. Now let's head over here and see if our VM is done. It is done, so all I need to do is refresh here, and there's our VM. I'll click into it, and it's in a running state. I don't want it to run. And the reason why we chose that EUS resource group as one for both of them is so we can see the topology. So you can view the topology when you go into VNet. So if you go all services, you can go down here and go to VNets here, or you can come here and networking VNets. In the VNets, as you can see, we've got the production done and the dev is building. So let's go to production. Now when I come here, scroll over down here, and I'll look for a diagram, and you can take a screenshot of this. I think I'll post it down there in the description. But you can see I have my VM, I've got my NSG, and I've got my public IP. I've got my subnets, and I've got my East US VNet for production. And shortly you will see on the other side here I'll have East US VNet dev, EUSD subnet 1, and then the NIC, and then the VMs accordingly. We do know of the address spacing over here, and we're going to find out the address spacing we will get for the other side. So this makes it quite nice and separates your production from your development dev. And if you want to join them together, then of course in the next video that I'll do, we will do the VNet peering between VNets in the same region. Pay attention to the region. The region is East USA. Okay, so this is still doing some work in the background. It's stopping the virtual machine from before, and let's check our command line. 60%. So when I go over down here and download the topology, save that. I think I can add it, refresh that. Now this NSG, which is like a firewall for this network, happens to be attached to this VM. It's never a good thing for it to be like that. It's best for the NSG to be attached to subnets. So if I add extra VMs, I can control the flow of traffic. So what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to go and deassociate this NSG from this interface. So let's click into this first to see what we have. Network interfaces. Click here, disassociate. Yes. So now when I go back to diagram again and refresh that, you see that my diagram will be okay here, but there is no NSG. So, but the NSG is over here when you go to your resource groups and you select your production resource group, which is the same resource group for all of them anyway. The NSG production, the NSG for production P, it's over here. I can click into that, and then I'll go to network interfaces. I have to associate with something, but I don't want to do network interfaces. I want to go and add a subnet. Okay, so let's go down here, and the subnet, you guessed it, production subnet, Okay. Something in the background. Let's have a look. Okay, this is still working, so I'll have to wait a little bit. So let's go and have a look at the drawing again. So all of them are here. You have a deployment. So this is all that you deployed so far. Create a VM, and when I click into it, it shows all the bits that were created, right? Okay, network interfaces, security groups, VNets, public IP addresses, virtual machines, storage accounts, and then it says Microsoft Dev Test Lab. Okay. Alright, so these are moving parts. I can click in here and do download, and I can use it for another deployment next time. Close that out. Now, when I go to Network Watcher, topology, then I can select my resource group. Now I see dev and production. So if that's completed finally, yeah, it's completed finally. All the information is over here. Let's go and add that resource group again. So, the network security group. Go over there and let's look for production, and let's associate it to a subnet. The subnet we want to associate this to is the production subnet. First, the production VNet and its subnets, subnet 1. And okay, so things are still running in the background, and we have to wait a bit. Yeah, so I'll have to wait a bit. Let's have a look again. Production. Yeah, the NSG is not attached to anything here, and so I should be free to add it again, but let's have a look. So those are some of the gotchas you come across, but I'll fix that for the next video. But this is how. Let's go now to Network Watcher, which will show us what we've done so far, and I'll worry about this NSG later. Let's go to Network Watcher, and if I remember where I put that, Network Watcher. If you see it, tell me please. Yeah, thank you so much. You were right. Here it is. So Network Watcher, I'm going to go to topology. In that topology, I'll choose my resource group. The reason why I wanted them to be in the same resource group is so I can see both of them at the same time. So we have our VNets, two VNets, and it's the same location. So I hope this video has been a great help to you. Always use a VM to, if you know you're going to test connectivity later, use VM and you can get your NIC, you can get your subnets, you can get your VNets, you can get your NSG, you can go for public IP. So I hope this has been good, and hope to see you on the next one. This is how you create two VNets in the same region. We created the Production VNet, and we created the Development VNet. So thank you, and I'll see you on the next one. See you later.